Once again I must come forth and bring to light the absurdity of the people who worship money above all things. This time I am speaking of the YouTuber Sargon of Akkad, which everyone knows as an intellectual fraud. He has taken up with Gamergate in an attempt to cash in on the hashtag movement, and found it was not only not as lucrative as he had hoped, but losing steam rapidly. He therefore has attempted to rewrite history and use the mob mentality of Gamergate to lash out at those who have in the past chosen to expose him as a con man. I present to you that he is attempting to claim that anti-Gamergate, which is a separate incendiary mob, is a group of social justice warriors. I present to you that this beggar Sargon of Akkad is actually using the mechanism of projection to try and slander a group that is in no way associated with Gamergate or anti-Gamergate, by claiming its members are members of anti-Gamergate with no evidence. The individuals whose bad behavior he highlights have never been a member of the community of which he speaks. Moreover, the people of Gamergate who have been involved in the promotion of pedophilia and harassment are in fact his followers. What you see here is the evidence against the Gamergate movement, which is widely circulated. These are the followers of Sargon of Akkad, and the people he hopes to bilk out of cash by keeping them in a constant state of rage. I, however, am exposing him as a con man and fraud. He takes examples of individual behavior from an unaffiliated group to slander the social justice warriors on YouTube, while attempting to deflect from the horror Gamergate has inflicted on everyone, which includes child pornography, death threats, and insane forms of rage harassment. He does this simply because they are his followers. He is a man without a shred of ethics or decency, a charlatan on YouTube who, rather than work for a living, makes his money conning young men who he panders to out of their hard-earned cash. That being said, there is one more thing that must be addressed. In his zeal to conflate one group with another in order to demonize his enemies and justify their persecution without evidence, he chose to drag an innocent young woman into the story and use her suffering to his benefit. Anyone with an ounce of conscience will see this as a truly unscrupulous action. I must therefore address the sexual harassment of the young women in the social justice warrior community on YouTube once and for all, by exposing the men involved. The two men that have come to my attention as being involved in harassment of young women are Richard Kauflin, an beggar and comedian of questionable talents, and a YouTuber who goes by the name of Bad5. I am sick to my stomach of watching the young women in question being continually used in other people's drama. I therefore believe it is high time that the perpetrators inherit the consequence of their actions. I would also note that neither of them stepped forth, but sat back and watched as the young lady in question was continually dragged into other people's drama. I have now shown to you how Sargon of Akkad hopes to demonize those who see him for the charlatan that he is, by making false claims and using a young woman suffering to his advantage. And I have shown you who the perpetrators of injustice in the very community he hopes to demonize are. So until next time, I bid you good day.